stock market. One individual, two people. So,
Absolutely.
Serena
The
and
Biden
Joe.
administration, I lost more money than the Trump administration by far.
2020.
So let's just be clear. Everything they're saying is total cope. There's no way that you lost more under Biden unless you are the world's weirdest and most bizarre investor who somehow picked like the handful of stocks that would have done better under Trump. Like if you picked up gold at the beginning of the Trump administration, then yes, that might be true. But that's like the only way to make it so that you lost less than you did during the Biden administration. Look, this is lies. They're lying. This is just a lie.
In 2022, they crashed it by
40% or more.
25%. Yeah. For the whole year.
No one's upset over this?
No.
No.
Nobody.
There's not a
an end game
single
here.
So he's like, hold on. The stock market is like absolutely imploding. We're looking at a great recession or maybe even a potential depression. No one's upset about this? And all of them are like, nah, bro. Nah, we good. Again, you need to understand. This is not, when the market does well, they privatize the profits, right? When the market does poorly, they socialize the losses. So when the market goes up, that's really good for the wealthy. It's whatever for everybody else. When the market goes down, everybody feels the pain. Prices are going to go up. Layoffs are going to happen. So this idea of like, bro, we're good. It'd be very interesting if you talk to them in a year to see if they say the same thing, because it will literally be impossible to escape the pain in a year.
40-year period in the history of the stock market where the stock market hasn't appreciated at an average rate of about 7%. It's so, yeah, there's ups and downs and corrections, and sometimes people are foolish and they jump out, buy high, sell low. But if people just get in and stay the course, they'll be just fine.
This is such a boomer mindset. It's such a boomer mind. Yeah, it goes up, it goes down, but in the long run, it goes up. It's like Trump this time around. Not only are the stocks imploding because of the trade war, but the dollar is going down too. Usually when the stock market goes down, the dollar goes up because people do the flight to safety to the dollar. Now the world is dumping the dollar because they're going, the United States can't be the world reserve currency anymore. They can't lead the world. They're too chaotic. They're too unstable. They're not good to their word. They pull out of treaties. They threaten wars on their allies. They do trade wars with everybody. So the idea that, bro, it'll work itself out. No, it won't. No, it won't. You need competent, real leadership. And they don't have that. Oh, my God.
Yeah. And I was about to say, I'm not a day trader. I try not to look at it very often, which is, I think, a good thing. But I also trust that Trump and all of his advisors that are involved with the tariff issue know what they're doing. So I'm just going to hang on. I know it'll correct at some point. Yeah, I'm not really worried about it.
Despite all of the evidence to the contrary, I'm just going to say they know what they're doing. But they don't. But they don't. They just don't. Like, what are you supposed to do? Again, look, don't waste your breath on the TFGs. The TFGs are TFG, right? Like, you just can't do it. You can't do it.
How much more are you willing to pay for products and services that come out of China? How much do prices have to go up before you say, this is not that great?
I'd rather not buy from China. I'd rather pay more money and buy American.
Oh my God. Oh my God. They're believing the lie that, bro, this trade war is going to lead to American manufacturing booming. The opposite is happening. We are losing manufacturing. Trump killed the CHIPS Act. That added 115,000 high-paying manufacturing jobs. Those jobs are gone because of Trump. You got all these factories now fleeing because they're like, we can't afford to build the factory because of the tariffs. The raw materials are too expensive. They are buying. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It would be very interesting, again, to come back in a year and talk to these people to see if any of them were able to wake up from the cult mindset, or if they're just going to do mental jujitsu and somehow blame the deep state for when the country is in a depression.
And prices only go up if demand is inelastic and if there's no alternative supplies. And they're doing a brilliant job. They're surrounding China with countries that want to manufacture stuff as well. And we do need to bring the stuff back, the strategic stuff for sure. But China is going to be in the soup if they don't knock it off.
Oh, my God. He gets it exactly backwards. When Trump declared the trade war, he did it on all countries. The only ones he didn't, it was like Russia and North Korea and Cuba, and that was because we don't really trade with them anyway. But the idea, bro, we're isolating China like experts, bro. No, you're not. You pissed off everybody, and now everybody's running into the loving arms of China. That's what's happening. Canada and Mexico and the EU are looking to make deals with each other. South Korea and Japan and China, normally enemies, they're now making deals with each other. We are about to be cut out of future trade deals because we're so fucking unstable and he's so chaotic and he's so stupid. And he really thinks, brilliant chess move, sir. Masterful gambit, sir. You really isolated China by pissing off the entire world and making them all hate America.
Every article of clothing I have on is probably made in China, Malaysia, or somewhere else. Okay, retailers, give me something made in America. I'd gladly buy it, but it's not there. Go to Walmart. You ain't going to find jack shit pair of socks and underwears made in America.
Made in China.
Maybe. But, you know, shoes, Nikes, Pumas, they're all overrated. They're probably all made overseas. How many American shoe companies have you seen go kaput? There used to be one 30 miles down the road, made Stride Right, made great shoes. You don't hear from them.
Yeah, first of all, like I said, manufacturing is not coming back. It's not happening. The opposite is happening. Second of all, even if you did bring back low-level manufacturing like textiles and stuff like that, do you want to pay $200 for a shirt? How about $500 for a pair of sneakers? That's what it'd be looking like, right? That's what it would cost here. Like, to actually bring back American manufacturing, it needs to be high-tech manufacturing. Biden did that with the CHIPS Act, and Trump killed it, okay? They don't know anything. Their whole worldview is just coping and seething and mental jujitsu and gymnastics to pretend like this guy's some fucking hero and some amazing leader who has it all figured out.
We need a correction. We just need a correction. We're willing to take whatever it
write it out.
So now they're actively rooting for a market collapse. We need a correction, bro. We need a correction. Yeah, I'm sure that when the market goes down under Democrats, I'm sure you're saying, bro, we just needed a correction. I agree with the administration destroying the economy, bro.
Yeah.
You know, that's the point.
Stay the course.
You know,
Stay the course.
exactly. It's been a rough 2 weeks, but guess what? We got 3.5 years to worry.
Exactly.
And if it's like this in a year, I'll have another discussion, maybe. But I don't.
Maybe. Oh my God. So this is the first admission that actually, yeah, it's been a bad 2 weeks. Everybody else is like, actually, it's been a great 2 weeks. I don't know what you're talking about. Everything's wonderful. I've never seen anything this good, bro. This is all going exactly to plan. Then you have one person admitting, yeah, it's been a rough 2 weeks. Then she goes, talk to me in a year, and maybe if it's still bad, I'll criticize. Doubt it. I doubt it. Look, I'll say it again. This is what Democrats need to understand. The hardcore MAGA, you are never going to convince. It doesn't matter. You could literally materially improve all of their lives. You can give them high quality, free universal health care, right? You could have them all join a union and their pay goes up and their benefits go up and, you know, they get more paid time off. You could do anything for them and they'll still not like you. This is hardcore MAGA. This is the actual cult. The real concern here is, again, 26 to 33% are just gonzo. The real concern is, how do you get the remaining people, right? That's the question. The 70% that's actually gettable, that is somewhat connected to objective reality, that's where you have to put your focus. And the way you do that is to represent a counter-narrative and counter-philosophy that tells a different story from the MAGA story, where it's, hey, fuck immigrants, they cause all our problems. Fuck trans people, they cause all our problems. We believe in Trump like he's an emperor, overlord, God king. That's their worldview. You have to make the argument for the reality, which is the problem are the billionaires. The problem are the multinational corporations. The problem is the corruption and the legalized bribery. We're going to stop that. We're going to tax the wealthy. We're going to redistribute it to everybody else who busts their ass and doesn't get paid what they deserve, right? So that's how you handle it. But again, for these people, I mean, you know, shit, you could be the most convincing person in the world. You're not a fucking magician. You're not a magician. You can't perform miracles. You're not a deity. You're not a demigod, right? You can't do it. And so just this is a stark reminder to everybody that no matter how bad it gets, there will be anywhere from 26% to 33% that will never leave him. And the thing is, we're on track for it to be more like that 26 number, the bottom number. We're on track for that. So, but still, once you get to a certain level, it ain't going to go below it. Even George W. Bush at his most unpopular was at like 26% approval, right? Like it is what it is. There's some people who are just not all there. And remember, I got those numbers from the polls on Greenland. The pollsters asked, hey, should the U.S. take Greenland? The low number was 26%. The high number was 33%. That's why I feel like if you're saying to a pollster, yeah, I think the United States should militarily steal Greenland, I mean, I don't think there's any string of words I could put together that would make you be like, you know what, you're right. I disagree now with Trump and Trumpism. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So anyway, sorry I just ruined your faith in humanity. But again, this portion is what it is, but there's a lot of people who are not part of it, and that's the focus. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.